Ladies and gentlemen, he did it. Our president, President Trump, has brokered a ceasefire that ends a 2-year war in Gaza between Israel and Hamas. This takes effect literally today, October 10th, 2025, ending 2 years of conflict as Israeli forces withdrew to new lines in southern Gaza and Hamas committed to releasing 20 living hostages and the bodies of those killed within 72 hours. I'm going to share with you what you're seeing on the screen right now is a cover of the New York Post, Joy and Peace. I'm going to share with you footage of Gazans, Israelis celebrating, joyous. This is a momentous, historic moment in the Middle East. Something like this hasn't taken place since 1948. And I'm going to share with you reactions from across the spectrum. The divider-in-chief, Barack Obama, who essentially metaphorically stuck his middle finger to President Trump. Wait till you see this. Candace Owens, you think her footage on Charlie Kirk is berserk. Wait till I share with you what she has to say about this and a whole lot more. But first, I want to share with you some footage of Gazans returning back to their homeland. It's absolutely, I mean, this is history. There's no other way of putting it. And do you think they're going to give President Trump, the guy who's basically ended 9-8 conflicts in his first 7-8 months of office, when Barack Obama did absolutely nothing his first 9 months except cause chaos when he won in 2008, and they gave him the Nobel Peace Prize? You think they're going to give President Trump the Nobel Peace Prize? Think again. I'm going to tell you, but there's a little twist there. There's an ironic twist when it comes to the Nobel Peace Prize. Wait till you see what I have to share with you, but check out this footage right here.
Similar moments of joy unfolding inside Gaza as crowds of Palestinians cheered and chanted. After 2 years of war, an influx of aid and relief will make it to residents there.
Honestly, these are indescribable feelings. We can't believe it. But thank God the war has ended and we are alive. Honestly, we hope the war does not come back and for this to be really the end, with no death and destruction afterwards.
The good is that obviously the ceasefire is holding. The ceasefire is working, and these people feel free to make their way north. They are walking along a main seaside route along the Mediterranean, heading north towards Gaza City. And as you pointed out in the last hour, many of them on foot, for a number of different reasons, either too poor to own a car, the fact that their cars could have been destroyed in the war, but also their cars could have been confiscated by Hamas during the war. That happened quite a bit. And finally, a lot of the roads so badly damaged after 2 years of fighting, on foot is the only way to travel. And you can see many of these people carrying their belongings. Many of them have been displaced multiple times during this war. And as Brian noted, the clock has begun. Now 72 hours until Hamas has to release the hostages. That would put the deadline at 5 a.m. on Monday.
Now, I was a bit surprised, and maybe even I would say, dare I say, impressed, that the majority, even the hypocrite mainstream propagandist media, like the Washington Post that you see on your screen, this is real, this is an AI, have actually supported this and given credit where credit is due to President Trump. Even people like Al Sharpton, who I think is a total complete fraud, and so many others, pundits from adversarial networks and media conglomerates, were all praising President Trump, as well as leaders across the world. The president of Finland just recently visited the White House. The Washington Post saying, yes, Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. You have the Jerusalem Post publishing this on October 10th, saying he's bringing them home. There's a beautiful kind of silhouette of President Trump with all of the hostages you can see right there. Absolutely powerful stuff. But there were a few notables, as you may have assumed, who were not as flattering and willing to actually submit and do the right thing and give credit to President Trump, who architected this historic deal. Here is a former president, former divider-in-chief, Barack Obama, who he doesn't even have the gumption, doesn't even have the decency, the dignity to thank President Trump, who literally spearheaded the entire thing. I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but there was a lot of conflict behind the scenes. Even Trump saying to Netanyahu, why do you have to be so effing negative? This is a huge win. Take it. Because Netanyahu had some problems with even negotiating with Hamas. But here's Obama saying, posting this on X after 2 years of unimaginable loss and suffering for Israeli families and the people of Gaza. We should all be encouraged and relieved that an end to the conflict is within sight, that those hostages still being held will be reunited with their families, and that vital aid can start reaching those inside Gaza whose lives have been shattered. More than that, though, it now falls on Israelis and Palestinians with the support of the U.S. and the entire world community to begin the hard task of rebuilding Gaza and to commit to a process that, by recognizing the common humanity and basic rights of both peoples, blah, 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 bibbidi, biggity, blah, blah, not one mention. Thank you, Mr. President. He had an opportunity here. I want you to think long and hard about this, America, my fellow global citizens. I know we have a vast audience from all over the world. I welcome you all. As a matter of fact, let me know where you're joining me from, what city, what state, what country. I love hearing from you guys. Let me know in the comments down below. We have great fans in the UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, South America, Singapore, Philippines, Japan, everywhere. I love hearing from you guys. Let me know. This was an opportunity. There's no hyperbole here that how our country is as divided, if not more divided, or inching towards the same level of division and hate towards one another, our fellow friends, neighbors, and families, as was robustly present during the 1860s, the worst conflict this country has ever seen, the Civil War. Here you have somebody who still commands influence. I know it's shocking. Still commands a lot of influence. And he doesn't mention once that I have to give credit to President Trump and thank him for initiating, planning, tirelessly, ceaselessly, working hard, as opposed to my puppet candidate who slept 99.99% of the time on the job, and we were governed by an auto pen. God knows who was president of the United States for the last abysmal 4 years of this dark regime. He had an opportunity to actually bring maybe even just a small molecule of bringing the country together. And what does he do? He does the exact opposite. He is the divider in chief. There is no question about that. This proves it tenfold. Not only that, but the Nobel Peace Prize was announced to Maria Corina Machado for her fight against she was in opposition to Venezuelan oppression. He even was so fast to commemorate. So this is what happened was the Norwegian Nobel Committee has decided to award the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize to Maria Corina Machado for her tireless work promoting democratic rights for the people of Venezuela. Okay, I have no idea who that is. I'm not saying she doesn't deserve this, but look how quick, look how fast this divider in chief wasn't congratulating Marina Corina. Literally just a few hours afterwards. Congratulations to the new Nobel Peace Prize, because, the entirety, if you don't know this, the radical left, they haven't done anything. They haven't achieved anything. They don't have any answers. They don't have any solutions. They have no vision for America. They're the sole reason for the shutdown of America, why veterans, why federal workers, military, and the whole 9 yards, air traffic control, are not getting paychecks. And so they're all complaining that Trump is trying to get a Nobel Peace Prize. He's lobbying too hard, and Rolling Stone, all these ridiculous ragtags. And what does he do? Immediately comes out and congratulates Marina. But here's the ironic twist that I mentioned earlier. You know what the Nobel Peace Prize winner did? She dedicated it to President Trump. Take that, divider in chief. Maria Corina Machado actually dedicated this to President Trump. She's posted this today. This recognition of the struggle of all Venezuelans is to boost to conclude our task to conquer freedom. We are on the threshold of victory, and today, more than ever, we count on President Trump, the people of the United States, the peoples of Latin America, and the democratic nations of the world as our principal allies to achieve freedom and democracy. I dedicate this prize to the suffering people of Venezuela and to President Trump for his decisive support of our cause. Bomba baby. What an absolute pussy Barack Obama is. I mean, you have so many chances. Not only did he spread the most egregious, lazy lie at the end of the 2024 election, the both people, there's good sides on both people hoax, the Charlottesville, but he's done nothing to bring this country back together. He's done nothing to help this country. If anything, he's done the exact opposite, producing shows on Netflix that we all know woke. Netflix is the wokest of the woke of all cable stations and networks and streaming services. He has created programs, television series, and movies on Netflix that literally advocate for segregation, literally vilify, demonize white people, and just do nothing but sow hate and division. Shame on you, Barack Obama. Shame on everything that you have caused in this country. I can literally pinpoint the moment that our country started going downhill, and it started when you won in 2008. And this guy got the Nobel Peace Prize for literally being black. That's about it. That's the only reason he got it. He just got it for being Obama. He didn't do anything. He didn't solve any wars. He didn't end any conflicts. President Trump has ended 8 conflicts in his first 8 months. Are you kidding me right now? And to top it all off, why is it that every single other world leader, presidents, leaders of foreign nations, European nations, what have you, have all come out? The president of Finland just the other day, this is all because of President Trump. He's done an amazing job. All of these leaders have come out and praised President Trump. But a former president, somebody who still holds sway, zero. Goose egg. Now, I can't wait to get your comments on this. To me, that is just telling of the entire Democratic Party. Now, I told you I was going to show you what Candace Owens, and I think it's absolutely blowing up the internet. Her reaction to President Trump ending this conflict, and boy, it is an absolute doozy. I covered a little bit of what she's been talking about with Charlie Kirk. I gave her a little bit of credit where credit is due. I think a lot of it is embellishment. I think a lot of it needs some more probing and investigative deconstruction. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. But there was no mystery about where she stands on President Trump ending this conflict between Israel and Hamas. Check this out.
And Trump wants a Nobel Peace Prize, by the way, for the planned ethnic cleansing so that they could profit on the land and turn it into a beach town. So let me say this. This is our never again, okay? This is a Holocaust. A Holocaust just happened. A real Holocaust just happened. And we will never forget this. You need to tell your children what happened in Gaza. You need to tell them exactly who did it, exactly whose families were involved in this. And when you hear in the future somebody tell you, like, we're going to Gaza Beach for a vacation, you need to look at them like they are the absolute vermin of our society, because they are. They are. Their children will be cursed, okay? If you go and you play in the sand where you know that your forefathers planned to mass murder children, you will be cursed. Every person who steps foot on that, every family that is set to inherit what they did, they will be cursed. Your children's children will be cursed. Gaza belongs to nobody but the Palestinians. So when you begin to move the Israelis in there, and when the Trump hotel gets built on there, I caution the rest of the world to stay far away from that cursed land, because something is coming. You can't commit that much evil in broad daylight and not think it's going to come back to haunt you. Anyways.
Cursed. Whoa. Sounds a lot like what you hear a lot of these Antifas and these people, these protesters and rioters swaying Mexican flags and the LA riots and stuff. It sounds like a lot of the same verbiage and talk that they ushered out during that bedlam that they caused in those cities when they said, "You're on stolen land. This is our land. This is Mexico's land. Your children are cursed. Your families are cursed. You're all committing genocide. You're all committing murder." I don't know. Somebody got a $15.3 million check for California, and it wasn't a white person. I'll tell you that. I don't know. I mean, I'm not conflating the two, but to say that your children are going to be cursed if they go celebrate on Gaza Beach, which I don't even know what she's talking about. There's no. It's just, I don't know. I can't wait to get your thoughts on this. Like, Candace is, somebody who has mystified me. Sometimes I feel like she's really dedicated to uncovering the truth, and then other times the grift just seems so palpable, and you can just see right through her. She's translucent. But I don't know. I'd love to get your thoughts on this. I don't really like to spend too much time bad-mouthing Candace Owens, but I had to share that because that was probably one of the strongest reactions to this peace deal that was acquired by Trump. Footage of Gazans and Israelis celebrating in the streets, crying, emotional. I think that really says it all. And the fact that they overlooked Trump for a Nobel Peace Prize. The guy has ended 8-9 conflicts in his first 8-9 months of office when they gave one to Obama for doing nothing. I think that just tells you everything you need to know about this award. I can't wait to get your thoughts on this. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Tap that thumbs up if you love America. We're trying to make common sense go viral, for crying out loud. Give us a help. You could even do it on your remote if you're watching this on TV. Let me know what you think. Let me know where you're joining me from. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed them. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. It's absolutely free. And as always, may God bless you, and may God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.